Ladies and nice guys, Andy here, author of the best Tinder guide on the internet and birthday boy. This is the Kill You're in a Loser show. Let's fucking go. So it is my birthday today, but I thought I will come here, do content for you guys because I'm that kind of person. I'm just sitting down, recording content for you guys because I'm a nice guy. And funnily enough, we're going to talk about nice guys and how nice guys are full of fucking shit. And so even as I say that statement that I'm recording content for you because I'm such a nice guy, I'm making a point that that's a piece of shit thing to do. You're a piece of shit if you say I'm doing things for you. No, you do things for yourself. We're going to talk about that here today. Mm-hmm. I'm joined with Imi.
Hi.
And by the way, like, fuck you guys. I'm not doing this content for you. I'm doing this content because I want to. Like, yes. I wouldn't record. You'd have to be such a martyr to say, I'm recording content for you guys. It's like all the YouTubers who say like, you know, I'm just here doing this like let's play video game content for you guys. I do this for you. It's like, no, you don't. You do it for you. Because you enjoy it.
At the end of the day, if you hated creating content and making videos and doing podcasts, you wouldn't be doing it. Or if you were doing it, it would be awful content because the audience would be able to tell that you absolutely hated it.
Yes. So nothing I do is for you guys. I don't like you guys at all. Everything I do is for me.
That's not true.
No, I love my audience. You guys are nice. So we're going to talk about the concept or the meme, I guess it is, that people say girls hate nice guys. Or nice guys finish last. Mm. And then the corollary of that, corollary, I can never say the word. The cauliflower of that, which is that girls hate assholes. Or sorry, girls love assholes. Yes. So girls hate nice guys, girls love assholes. Mm-hmm. It's a complete and utter misunderstanding of what's actually going on in reality. So let's do the first one first, of girls don't like nice guys, or nice guys finish last.
Yeah, I think unfortunately the term nice guy has been bastardized, if you want to call it that, because it doesn't just mean a normal guy who's
nice. Mm.
There's all of these connotations around it with the guy who's a little bit pathetic, he's not very masculine, he's a people pleaser, he doesn't have much of a backbone.
Very like effeminate and not in a good way.
Yeah, and I think that is now the definition of a nice guy. Or I think the other definition that people also use is the guy that's, like you said before, like wants something something when they give. They're nice to women because they want her to have sex with him. And then when she doesn't want to,
he's like, come out.
He's like, fuck you, well, you're a slut anyway. And he's like, I'm such a nice guy. And it's like, well, clearly you're not.
There's a really great subreddit. Guys, like, pause the video and go watch this. I genuinely mean this. Pause the video and go onto Reddit and search for the subreddit nice guys, r/nice guys. And there's a female version too. I think it's just called nice girls. It might be called something else. And it's exactly what we're talking to. It's guys being like nice guys and going like, oh, hey, you're so beautiful. I just wanted to tell you that you're really pretty and I hope you have a lovely day today. And I hope, you have the most beautiful rainbow and sunshine day ever, And she's like, oh, thanks, that's really sweet. And then, he texts and says, oh, and I was just wondering if you'd like to go out on a date with me sometime. And she's like, that's really nice, but I actually have a boyfriend, but thank you so much. And he's like, you're a fucking whore and I hope you die and you deserve to die, you rotten piece of shit, cunt, bitch. We're getting demonetized now. Not that we're monetized anyway. I hope you fucking die. And she's like, whoa, what the fuck? And he's like, no, cunts like you are the reason that nice guys like me don't have anyone. And you're like, bro.
You're the
I don't think that's nice, dog. I don't think saying all of that shit is nice. But that subreddit is a very extreme example of what we're talking about, which is this transactional or manipulative or hidden agenda or covert contract, which is where you want something in return for your nice guy behavior or your seemingly nice behavior, but you don't say that you want something nice, and then if she can't read your mind and give it to you, you get pissed off. So nice guys will act nice, hoping that it gets them some pussy or it gets them a relationship or whatever it is, or a girl just being nice to them. And if they don't get that, they throw a fucking temper tantrum. They literally throw a tantrum. But from her point of view, how is she supposed to know that you want the thing you want? You haven't been clear. You've just said like, hey, I hope you have a great day today. And she's like, oh, he must just want me to have a great day. And then you don't give him your pussy and he gets mad. It's like, but you didn't ask for the pussy.
Yeah. And as we touched on before, it kind of comes down to this thing of like, you can you can apply this idea to things bigger than just like sex and dating.
Mm-hmm.
But like when you give with expectations, you're setting yourself up for disappointment
Mm-hmm.
and resentment.
Mm-hmm.
And then the person who you're actually giving to also doesn't feel good because they can sense that.
Yes.
And so everyone's having a bad time all the while you're saying, I'm such a nice guy, you should be grateful for X, Y, and Z. Yeah.
I'm going around giving so many compliments to girls with the attached expectation that all of them will sleep with me, and I get mad if they don't. Yeah, I'm such a nice guy. It's like that's the opposite of nice guys. And further on the point of, nice guys finish last or girls don't like nice guys, it is a misunderstanding of what is actually going on. So the title for this podcast is probably going to be something like, don't be a nice guy, be a decent guy. And when people say don't be a nice guy, what they really mean is girls don't respect doormats.
Mm-hmm.
They don't respect weakness or pathetic. And when I say weakness, I don't mean vulnerability. Vulnerability is fine. I don't mean having a little bit of weakness. I don't mean having flaws. I'm talking about being pathetic, being wretched, being a complete doormat, being unworthy of respect because you're pathetic, because you don't have a backbone, because you don't stand up for yourself, because you don't respect yourself. And people who don't have anything worthy of respect about themselves, and by the way, you can just build that. Go have a bunch of hobbies, go have a cool life, go make a couple of friends, go throw on some muscle, go lose some weight, go start talking to people to build your confidence. Any of these things, have a mission, have a goal, have a purpose, have a cool career. All of this can be built. When you don't have that stuff, people aren't going to respect you. And when you don't have respect, or you don't have girls lusting after you, or you don't have them even being interested in you, the only way you can then get sex or intimacy is by trying to sneak your way in there, by basically trying to manipulate, by trying to be by pretending to be nice, by doing her favors with the expectation that eventually she has to sleep with you. You're trying to sneak your way into her panties without overtly saying, hey, by the way, I'm attracted to you. You're trying to say like, no, I just want to be friends. I'm just a nice guy. I'm just doing this favor for you. I'm just giving you these compliments for nothing because I'm such a nice guy. And then when she doesn't sleep with you, which you didn't ask for, you didn't clearly communicate to her that you wanted that, you get pissed off at her.
Yeah, or the even worse scenario is that she does end up sleeping with you, but it's like some weird pity fuck, or it's out of guilt, or it's this like uncomfortable like, oh, I feel like a bad person if I reject you. Therefore, I'm going to almost pretend. Maybe it's not even having sex, but at least pretend to have some interest in you or give you the attention that you're asking for.
Just be nice to you and reply to your texts. Yeah.
Yeah, and it creates this uncomfortable situation for everyone where, like you said, you're trying to you're sneaking your way in there, and the girl gets a sense of that, but kind of has to dart around it because you feel kind of rude saying like, sorry, I'm not interested if he's never said I'm interested in you, because then you're arrogant, you're conceited, you're stuck up, because you'd be like, oh, I'm not even interested in you anyway.
Yeah, because he's pulled the plausible deniability card, and that's sort of what nice guys, and we're talking about extreme nice guys. I hope this is clear. We're not talking about you just being polite or being sweet. I'm ridiculously nice. I am really fucking nice to women. However, I'm not a nice guy. There is a big distinction. I'm a decent guy. I'm really fucking nice. I'm really fucking sweet. I'm really fucking giving. I am very kind, but I'm not a nice guy. I'm not that pathetic, weaselly, oh my God, I need the pussy, please. Oh my God, I need the pussy. Like, you're not putting the pussy on the pedestal, basically. And I think let's talk about the opposite, and we can kind of go back and forth here. It's all the same thing. When people say that girls love assholes, or like girls always just get with douchebags, like why do girls always get with jerks instead of a nice guy like me? That's another misconception. Girls don't love assholes. Yes, some girls get with assholes. However, for the most part, girls do not love assholes. What they do like is guys who don't put the pussy on a pedestal, or guys who are willing to walk away, or guys who have a backbone or some confidence. And the thing you got to think of it is, imagine there's a Venn diagram. So you got two circles. Over here is assholes. Here is guys with a backbone, or masculine guys, or guys who are willing to walk away. There's overlap. There's quite a bit of overlap. And people look at the overlap and go, okay, well, that guy is an asshole, and he is getting girls. That must be why he's getting girls. It's like, no, it's the other side of that overlapping Venn diagram of the ability to walk away, the not putting pussy on a pedestal, having your own mission, having your own shit that you care about that's more important than her. That is what she's attracted to. And he just also happens to be an asshole. It's not the asshole behavior. And I can see why people make that misunderstanding, because it does seem to be that, a lot of assholes do get girls. Yes, because in order to be an asshole, you sort of have to put yourself first. You have to be a bit selfish. You are selfish if you're kind of an asshole. That is the thing that women are attracted to. You can be selfish, and I mean that in a good way. Selfishness is a good thing if you're not hurting other people when you are selfish. If you're not violating the non-aggression principle on other people and forcing them to do what you want, you can be an asshole. I wouldn't say I'm an asshole, but I have the overlapping traits on that Venn diagram of someone who is an asshole. I'm ridiculously nice to girls, but if they do something I really don't like, I'm not going to put up with that. If they have deal breakers, I'm fucking walking away immediately. I'll send them a really polite, kind text, just saying, hey, look, that's a deal breaker for me, no hard feelings, but that's a yikes from me, dog. Like, I'm going to go meet some other girls. I hope you find what you're looking for. I genuinely hope you have a good life, all the best. Like, I'm really fucking nice, but I have that backbone. And so I could see how people would say, like, they could misunderstand and go like, oh, look, Andy's an asshole. That's why. No one would say I'm an asshole, but I could see how they would look at the traits and go, oh, douchebag. Like, he's not willing to put up with her shit. And it's like, that is the things that women are attracted to, not putting up with shit.
Yeah, I think at its core, at least the way that I see it, the thing that women, almost feminine women, are attracted to is masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, the asshole embodies I guess people would call it the toxic masculinity. Like, that there is this sense that the asshole is like this hyper masculine guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's very bro-ish, but
mm-hmm.
obviously it doesn't have to steer into that territory. It can just be like a nice masculine man. Whereas obviously the opposite of that is the guy that doesn't have a backbone, the nice guy.
Mm-hmm. He's
not embodying masculinity, and hence why women aren't attracted to him.
And more than even just masculinity, I still think that's too shallow an explanation. I still think it is genuinely the fact that you're willing to walk away, that you have a backbone, and that you have a life going on outside of her. So I don't even think it's masculinity. That helps. Masculinity is nice, but some of my coaching clients in particular are not masculine. Like okay, it's not binary. They're plenty masculine, but I have a few coaching clients that just jump to mind that are not hyper masculine guys. They're very soft spoken, very gentle. They're not effeminate, but they're quiet. They're very mousy. They don't have a ton of muscle. They are not gym bros. They don't have a deep voice even. They have a soft spoken, not quite effeminate, but like a soft, sweet voice. And these guys get women. Women love these guys because as nice as they are, as gentle as they are, gentle is probably a very good way of describing probably like even right now, like 5 of my current coaching clients. Like I would call them gentle. I call them, okay, I don't ever call them this to their face. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, he's my sweet coaching client. He's my sweet boy. That's my sweet boy.
You sometimes talk to me and you say like, he's like such a nice boy.
Yeah, this is my nice boy.
Obviously, you're just being patronizing, but
I'm joking.
And you don't,
I would never say that to them. But in my mind, I'm like, this is my sweet boy. Like,
no, and that's the thing though. You can say that they're a nice guy, but you still have a lot of respect for them.
They're genuinely fucking nice, but I respect the shit out of them
yeah.
Because all of the things I just said then, and I hope that doesn't sound like I'm saying those are bad things. They're not. These are genuinely sweet, really fucking nice guys, really fucking loving, very generous to women, very kind to women. They love women to bits. They think femininity and women are just the most beautiful fucking... They will literally talk like that. They will say like, women are just beautiful, like amazing. Like they talk like that. And yet they are willing to walk away. If a woman doesn't do something, if she has a deal breaker, they will really, really nicely say like, look, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but this is a deal breaker for me, so I'm going to have to leave, but I hope you have a really nice life. It was really lovely getting to meet you. You're a really good person. I hope that this doesn't, make you feel bad about yourself, but I am going to move on. Like, and then they go and talk to more girls. And some of these guys are dating multiple girls right now. One of them is having threesomes. Like, these are guys that get laid. These are guys that get the fucking job done. These are guys that are making like $150,000 a year these are guys that are crushing it, but in a really gentle, soft, sweet, nice way. But again, they get pussy and they get money and they have a great life because they don't put up with shit. They have a backbone. As nice as some of these guys are, I can think of one in particular, and he's become more hard-edged over the years that I've coached him and known him, but he's still really fucking nice. He's like a genuinely nice fucking dude. I really like this guy. He's like really, really, really sweet. But I have done a podcast about, or talking about him before, where I have said, he is the kind of guy, he's a hardcore libertarian like me, and he's the kind of guy that if you said, hey, you have to do something which is against your principles, or I will kill you, he would probably have a fucking tear streaming down his eye, and he'd go like, well, you're going to have to kill me then. And he would die for his principles. Like, I know he would. And I've had that conversation with him after doing that podcast, and he's like, yeah, I listened to that podcast, and you're right. Like, I would die for my principles. Like, of course I would. Like, I don't have a choice. That is the epitome of like masculinity and having a backbone and not putting up with shit and not being a doormat and not letting other people use you and having an abundance mentality, if you want to call it that. But he's the nicest fucking person you will ever fucking meet. And this guy gets laid probably fucking 10 times more than most people listening to this podcast right now. And he's the nicest fucking dude.
Yeah, and as you said before, people, like, girls like guys who are nice, or as you said, guys who are decent. People like people who are nice. Nobody likes somebody who is rude to them. Everybody...
Now, they might put up with it.
Sure.
Girls will put up with it.
But people don't prefer being spoken rudely to. Everyone would prefer to have a pleasant interaction where you're considerate of one another.
Correct.
It's the fact that the term nice guy has been tied into so many things. And like you said, the clients that you have, they're very respectable men who happen to be very, very nice.
Every single one of my coaching clients is ridiculously nice. I screen very hard for that. That's something, because I do a call with people. I sit down with them on a Zoom call before I even let them in the coaching program. And I screen really hard for, like, do I think they don't have to be ultra fucking lovely and nice and all that, but it's like, is this, in my brain, I think, is this dude a decent human being? If he's a decent person, it doesn't have to be perfect. He doesn't have to be a saint. I don't need him to be out there feeding the homeless or anything. But in my mind, I have to at least be comfortable with him as a human, which is another way of saying he has to be like a decent person, which is why the title of this is Don't Be a Decent Guy.
Yeah, it's not the guy that's out there manipulating women and
I'd never want that person. If anyone here is into manipulation or whatever, I hope you would have already been screened out by the way I talk, but please just unsubscribe from the channel. Like, legitimately, please. I really would. You can watch whatever you want, do whatever you fucking want, but this content probably isn't for you. I don't think they'd be listening. If someone was hardcore into manipulation and like tactics and lying to women, and they wouldn't even be watching my shit. They'd be like, this guy's a faggot. He always talks about honesty and niceness. He's gay. I don't like that. That's gay. I'm going to go out here and manipulate people because that feels good. Yeah, it feels great on your deathbed when you sit there going, fuck, I spent my whole life manipulating people. Did I need to do that? Yeah. Fucking come talk to me when you're in your deathbed and you got to face your conscience. But yeah, it's this concept of not putting up with shit. And that's really what abundance mentality is. When people talk about abundance mentality, I've talked about this before, it gets so misunderstood. People think abundance mentality means I'm getting laid with 50 girls and so therefore I have abundance. No. That's a shortcut to getting abundance. That's a way to get abundance mentality, sure. But there's a reason it's called abundance mentality and not just abundance. It's the mentality. It's being okay if a girl says no to you. It's being okay if she doesn't want to sleep with you that night and she says, I don't know, we're just moving too fast. It's being okay with that, not pressuring her. It's being okay with the fact that, or understanding the fact that there are infinite women out there, essentially infinite women. There's more women than you could ever talk to in your entire life, and a new one being born every fucking half second. There's infinite women for you to talk to. And even if there wasn't, there's an infinite world for you to explore. There are infinite hobbies. There are infinite missions for you to work on, infinite self-improvement, infinite things you can improve about yourself, infinite flaws to work on and strengths to improve, infinite friends, infinite hobbies, infinite corners of the globe to travel to, infinite people to be friends with. There is so much for you to do in the world. You don't need to be let down if a girl doesn't want to sleep with you, or if a client doesn't want to work with you, or if your boss fires you. What do you give a shit? That's abundance mentality.
Yeah, it's almost having the knowledge that you're a likable guy
Yeah.
and that women will like you, as opposed to the opposite where there's this very strong, at least for me, there's this very strong sense of like, I'm not a decent guy. Like I'm wretched. I'm not good enough. Women don't like me. And therefore,
You're saying from nice guys.
Yeah, for a nice guy. So if you're a nice guy, then you do have to use covert manipulation
Tactics.
and try and like get in there without just saying like, here's what I want. Do you want that? Because obviously if you had a little more self-respect, you would almost go into those situations trying to talk to women, knowing that you're a good guy, you have something to offer.
Yeah.
There's nothing to be ashamed about. It doesn't need to be covert.
Yeah, for sure. And that's where you can start being more honest or direct, if you want to use that word, or real or authentic, as Mark Manson calls it. And you can just say like, yo, hey, you're cute. What are you up to? I'm Andy. Or if you want to get really honest and authentic like I do, just say like, yo, you're sexy. You know, me and my girlfriend like fooling around with girls, teaching them BDSM. Are you down for that? Do you want to have a crack at that? Let's do it. Like that's abundance mentality. And you all can do that right this second. I have fucking coaching clients of mine who are virgins. Hey, actually, on that note, I'm going to go off on a little side tangent right now. Shout outs to my boy. I'm not going to say his name. He would like to be anonymous, but shout outs to my boy in the coaching program right now who just lost his virginity. I think he's like, I don't remember his age. He's old-ish. I think he's like 24, 25, 26. That's not old, but like he just lost his virginity after saying for so long, I can't lose it. I'm not attractive. I can't do this. Like, I think he's 26. And I was just like, bro, shut up and lose your virginity.
Well,
we helped him. We
very
coached him.
Attractive,
Yeah, he's more than attractive enough, but he's just never tried. Anyway, shout out to him. There's another guy in the group too who lost his virginity 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the group. So fucking virgins, contact me. Let's get that dick of yours wet. But big shout out to those guys. What point was that? Why did I think about them? I was going to make a point about them. Honesty. Yeah, okay. So they're already, especially one of them in particular, is already out there going like, hey, you're sexy to girls. He's only had sex with one girl. He just lost his virginity 2 fucking weeks ago. But he's understood that like, no, I have an abundance of options. Yes, I don't have infinite women right now. He technically has no women he's sleeping with because I don't think actually, I don't know if he's going to sleep with that woman again. I'm not sure. So he either has 1 or 0 women to sleep with, right? Not an abundance. But in his mind, he's like, bro, I just lost my virginity. I've just unlocked that door. I can have sex with as many women as I want for the rest of my life if I'm willing to put in the work, and he is. I have abundance. Holy shit.
Infinite potential. Yeah.
Yeah. We're talking about options here. So even if you're morbidly obese right now, you have the power to change that. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it can be scary at the start. You can do it. I did it. Everyone else has done it. But you have the options to change that, the power to change that. You can go to the gym. You can lose weight. You can become more attractive. You can get more women. You can make more money. Even if you're homeless and you're in poverty, if you hustle, I don't know how long it'll take. It depends on your circumstances. It took me a couple of years to get to this point of paying the bills and having some money. But if you grind, you can make money. That's abundance. You don't have to have it right now in your hands. That's almost the after effect of abundance mentality. But the abundance mentality starts with the understanding or the knowledge or even just the blind fucking faith and the trust that, okay, other people have done this too. If I put some effort in, good things should, hopefully, maybe happen for me. You don't even have to fucking go out there and go like, I have abundance. Bro, I can just fuck any woman I want. If a woman gives me shit, I'm going to be like, sorry, sweetheart, I have abundance. I'm an alpha male. No, you don't even have to have that. You just have to be willing to go like, okay, well, I'll just try and improve myself and see what happens. That's abundance mentality. Knowing that if someone steps over your boundaries or has a deal breaker or is like insulting you or rude or negs you, so to speak, which is why I say negs are not negs. It's called an insult. If a woman fucking negs you, shit tests. I'm talking about shit tests, not negs. If a woman shit tests you, that's not a shit test. That's an insult. That's an insult. Don't put up with that. That's the stuff I'm talking about when I say have an abundance mentality. Even if you're a fucking virgin, if a woman insults you, why would you put up with that? There is infinite more women for you to go and practice on. You don't have to lose your virginity right this second. You can do it in the next month or two, the next 3 months. Obviously, balance that with not turning down every single woman for the rest of your life, but you guys aren't that silly. You're not going to do that. But yeah, it's this mentality of like, I have my own life going on. And even if I don't, I can start building it. Right now, today, you don't have to have the most amazing life, but start making friends. I have a guide on my website. So search my website for how to make friends. Start going to the gym. Sign up for a gym today. That's you starting to have hobbies. So you don't even have to be that far along with this stuff. You can be sitting there depressed and still have abundance if you understand, I got a lot of shit to work on. Let me start. That's abundance. Furthermore, on the point of nice guys come from a place of fear and worrying and anxiety and lack of abundance, worrying that she'll leave or she'll say no or she'll reject him or he won't have any other options. When you're operating from that place of fear and worry and pain and loneliness and horniness and all of that, do you think that you have a lot to give other people? It's a rhetorical question. The answer is no. When you're in a place of, think about the most scared or most painful or most hurting or grieving or any of those places, or angry. You're having a bad day at work and you're fucking angry. Do you have a lot to give? Are you particularly nice to other people? It's really hard to be nice. It takes effort. You can do it. I'm now at the point where I'm pretty, how nice am I when I was in a really bad mood this morning.
Yeah.
I'm very loving when I'm in a bad mood, but that's taken me years to get to that point. It's fucking hard. It's still even really hard now. And so when you're in a place of fear or anger or loneliness or frustration or the disappointment or self-loathing, it's not almost impossible, but for the average person who hasn't practiced like doing it, it's pretty fucking hard to be nice to people. How can you be a nice guy when you're in a place of fear, worry, anger, loneliness? How is that nice?
Yeah.
That's not nice. But when you're in a place of abundance, again, even if you're sitting there going, well, I don't have a lot, I'm a virgin, but I know that if I put some effort in for the next 6 months, maybe a year, I can have a ton of women. That's an abundance place. When you feel like you're in a place of abundance or are building a place of abundance or are just working on yourself, you're happy. You feel good. You feel even hopeful. You don't even have to feel happy, just hopeful. Like a tiny little sliver of hope. Okay, maybe in a year I could be at a point where a woman likes me. Okay, there's some hope there. When you're in a place of happiness and hope, how nice are you to people? You walk outside with a smile on your face. You want to give to other people. You want to help that old lady cross the street instead of thinking like, stupid old bitch can't cross the street. You want to help her. You want to be nice to people. You want to chat to women. You want to hang out with your friends more. You want to play less video games. You want to watch less porn, drink less alcohol. You want to eat better and healthier and go to the gym. Like, you're better. You have more to give. Under those circumstances, do you think you can treat women better and yourself better? Yes. Of course. That's why we're saying don't sit there and be in this place of like loneliness like most nice guys are, or this place of like pain and suffering. Change it. Switch it around in your mind and say, okay, I can have abundance. I technically have abundance right now because I have the power to change. That is abundance. If you really didn't have abundance, you wouldn't be able to change. You'd just be sitting there stuck as you are. No one's stuck. So decent guys, decent is the word that I like to use. Decent guys come from a place of like love, of abundance, of liking themselves, of happy. They're decent because they're happy in themselves, or at least they're working on their happiness. Again, you don't have to be happy right this second, although you're allowed to be. You're capable of it right now with everything you have. Even if you think you have nothing, at least you have life. At least you're alive. At least you have this video. That's something to be grateful for. But in other words, you have some abundance, and then you want to share that with others, or at least go out and meet other people. And from that place, it's way easier to be a decent person.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think touching on something you said before, as you said, the person that's coming from like fear or anger or worry or desperation, a lot of the time people are in those states and then they try and mask it with, like with the nice guy stuff, doing stuff for other people the whole time.
Pretending that they're happy.
Yeah, and pretending and presenting this like brave face, so to speak. But it's very clear and everyone can pick up on the fact that you're not actually happy being a nice guy and doing things for other people while you're in that space.
You look like you don't really mean it. And I'm sorry, guys, you're not a fucking world-class actor. You're shit at acting. Nice guys are so shit at hiding the fact they're unhappy. And it feels like it's from a false place, because it's like they'll do something nice and then you can see them like like teetering there, like waiting for the moment where she does something back. Whereas when you're genuinely nice, you go up to the homeless person and you go, yo, man, here's $5. And you start walking away. And he goes, oh, wait, no, that's really nice of you. You're like, yeah, no worries, man, bye. Like, that's a place of abundance. Versus when you're being a nice guy, you would give that $5 and go like, and just stand there, like sort of just awkwardly standing there, waiting for him to say like, oh my God, dude, you've changed my life. You're so nice. And then you can be like, yeah, I am a nice person, and then you walk away. Like
Yeah.
there's an expectation there. There's awkwardness, and this is what nice guys are like when they're doing favors for girls to try and get that pussy, or giving compliments instead of just being like, yo, hey, you look really pretty, I hope you have a nice day, bye, which is what you do when you're in abundance. Or even just like, yo, hey, you're sexy, do you want to grab a drink sometime? She says no. Yeah, no worries, like, I hope you have a good day, bye. Like, that's a place of abundance versus this sort of expectation of like, well, I've been nice to you and I'm just a nice guy trying to have a conversation and you're not appreciating me by going on a date with me and just giving me a chance. It's so painfully obvious that you're not in a place of abundance, or as you said, you're in a place of neediness. And that reeks. Like, fucking people hate neediness. It's so gross. It's so disgusting. It really is. And now that doesn't mean you can't have needs. I'm not saying that. It doesn't mean you can't obsess about your goal. In fact, I push you to do that. It's a fast track to succeeding. But you need to balance that, or you need to add the caveat of, while I'm obsessed with my goals, I can't be obsessed with each individual stepping stone on that journey. What I mean by that is, you can be obsessed with getting laid a lot. You can be obsessed with getting a girlfriend and a wife and kids and all that stuff. But don't then be obsessed with each girl that you walk up to. Kind of step back and go, I'll reach my goal at some point if I just keep going and keep grinding and keep pushing and keep improving. So this girl here, if she says no, it's okay. I'll go to another girl. I have infinite options. It's okay. So you can be obsessed with your goals. You can need your goals, although I would prefer you to want them rather than need them. And we'll talk about that in a separate podcast. But yeah, don't need each individual person, because that's just pressure on them and pressure on yourself and pressure on luck to work out. And then when luck doesn't work out, you get mad. I think we can also talk a little bit about the fact that, you know, when we talk about being a decent guy, I don't want you guys to get neurotic about it and go like, oh my God, I have to be so loving and kind and always have abundance mentality, and I can't ever have a bad day, and I can't ever snap at a girl and be a little angry and butthurt and then afterwards go, oh fuck, why'd I do that? Like, I'm not saying that you have to be perfect. I certainly wasn't up until this point. I haven't been perfect to get here. I've had plenty of times where I'm not an asshole, but I'm grumpy, and then afterwards I go like, oh fuck, why wasn't I decent? So please don't think that you have to be perfect. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I think why I like the word decent as well. It's not like be an exceptional guy, be like the most loving guy ever. It's just be baseline, not a dick.
Like above average.
Yeah, like just be okay. Do as well as you can. And the fact that you're even, I guess, watching this or thinking about like, how do I be a decent guy? That's probably enough.
Yeah,
like, you're probably covering your bases, and you don't need to obsess about every single thing that you do. The fact that you're just putting in some effort is probably going to prevent you from being an absolute dick.
Yeah, you guys know one of my biggest philosophies is give yourself permission to suck. Like, you don't have to be perfect. And that absolutely applies to this stuff. Like, it's fine if sometimes you're a nice guy and sometimes you catch yourself being a nice guy and expecting pussy because you were nice, and then go, oh, fuck. Why did Andy said not to do that? It's fine. It happens. There's a really good book on this called No More Mr. Nice Guy. If any of you sort of see nice guy behaviors in yourself, or you feel like you don't have that abundance mentality, go read this goddamn book. You've read this book because you used to have nice guy behaviors. I'd say most girls have nice guy behaviors.
Yeah, almost people-pleasing behavior is another way to put it.
Yeah. Or not putting yourself first is another way to say it, or not having, like I said, abundance mentality. There's another good book called When I Say No, I Feel Guilty. God damn, that's an amazing
really
book.
Good one. Yeah.
You've read that?
It's almost on like assertiveness training, and it goes through like the very specific details of actually how to have conversations with people that are, and very clearly people that want a certain result out of the conversation, that
people
are
trying to manipulate
you.
you.
To get you to do something.
Yeah. I've given this book to so many of my coaching clients. God damn. And every single one of them have gone like, holy fuck, this is life-changing. Like, both these books, No More Mr. Nice Guy and When I Say No, I Feel Guilty. People have said like, these books are legitimately life-changing, like holy shit. Especially the second one, When I Say No, I Feel Guilty. So another thing that nice guys do a lot is they will not stand up for themselves. And that's why they then get angry from time to time, because they've felt like they've been a doormat for forever. And they do, because they don't have a backbone, they do feel like girls are using them. Now, the girls aren't doing it on purpose. If you don't have boundaries, how is someone going to know that they've crossed your boundaries? They won't. You didn't tell them, hey, that's a deal breaker for me. Or you didn't tell them what you expected. Or you didn't tell them what you were looking for. You're just kind of going with the flow. And then when it doesn't go the way you want, you get mad. And it's like, but you didn't say what you wanted.
Yeah.
And so if you find yourself doing that sometimes where you don't proactively say what you want, or maybe you're not assertive with women, or maybe you're not direct and you kind of just do it in this indirect way. Like I know a lot of guys will walk up to girls on the street and instead of saying like, yo, hey, you're really cute, I had to say hey, or like, yo, you're sexy, I just wanted to say hey, what's up? Instead of doing that, they will do the indirect way where they'll be like, oh, hey, do you know where the library is? And she'll be like, oh, it's over there. And then he'll be like, oh, cool. And anyway, haha, what's your name? Like, I'm Tom. Haha, how are you going? And like, finally, after 5 minutes of awkward conversation, he'll go like, by the way, would you like to get a drink sometime? And she's like, I have a boyfriend. And then he's like, fuck, like, God damn it, why does this happen to me? Because you weren't direct. Because you fucking lied to her, basically. You didn't give a fuck about the library. You lied to her. And I get why. It's because you're scared to be direct. I get that. But you lied. You lied. You told a lie. You started with a lie. Why would someone reward a lie? The whole conversation was a lie. And so, or it was founded on a lie. It began with a lie because you were too scared to be masculine and say what you want. So this book, When I Say No, I Feel Guilty, helps you with that. So does No More Mr. Nice Guy. They're both good books for being more masculine and honest. It's really honest. Masculinity is like honesty. It's one of the highest masculine values or virtues, is like saying what you want, and if the other person doesn't want it, you say like, cool, bye. And you just walk away and immediately go to someone. That's masculinity. Not getting butt hurt. Again, it's fine if you get a little butt hurt sometimes from time to time, but
We all do.
yeah. Anything else you would like to add on nice guys, douchebags, decent guys?
No, just go out there, crush your goals, and be a decent guy.
Yeah, be decent. And guys, like, we're not even aiming for... I'm not even going to tell you, like, guys, you got to be nice to girls. I like being nice to girls. All of my coaching clients like being nice to girls. Girls like it when you're nice to them.
Feels nice to be nice.
You get laid 10 times more when you're fucking decent. But I'm not telling you to do anything exceptional here. I'm not saying you got to be a really nice guy. And then I'm not saying the opposite. I'm not saying, like, don't be a nice guy. You got to be a fucking asshole. No, just be fucking decent, right? However, the way I phrase it is however I treat my friends... That's why I treat chicks.
Yeah, it's such a cliche, but it's like treat other people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Like put yourself in their shoes. You don't want people to be an asshole to you.
Yeah, and most of you, it's flattering, but you don't necessarily need a girl to like fall over herself for you and just be so ultra nice and all of that kind of stuff. In fact, if too many girls did that, you'd feel creeped out by it. You'd be like, why is she being so over the top nice? What's she trying to get out of me? Is she crazy? Like, what does she want? Does she want my money? Like, why is she being this over the top nice? And then similarly, on the opposite end, if she was a complete fucking bitch to you, you'd be like, wow, she's a cunt. Like, I'm not interested in her. And so you want someone in the middle who's polite, who's sweet, who's feminine, who's giggly, who's kind, like that kind of shit. But she's just decent to you, right? She's nice. She's decent. Nice and decent. So just be that to them. Don't be like so far in one direction that you're just, oh my God, princess, please, can I do anything for you? That's creepy and weird. And then don't go the opposite where you're just like a cold douchebag who's unavailable emotionally and just like weird. Because that's the opposite. Just fucking be decent.
Yeah.
Go out there, crush your goals. Goddamn. It is my actual fucking birthday today. We are going to go do some cool shit, I think.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
There
I'm
is
old
cake.
now. I'm like 35. It's not even old. I can't wait to turn fucking 40. I've said this a million times. I can't wait to turn like 40 and just be like getting way more sex than I ever did in my 20s. Just I got like no sex in my 20s, so that's easy. Go out there, crush your goals.